Good evening. How you doing? It's Powerful Steve here, the king of inspiration, and it's only when you're aiming hot you spread your wings and truly fly. What is going on here? Well, guys, hey, it's improv right now because one minute we're big on the screen, and all of a sudden we're small on the screen. But hey, nobody was hurt. No children were injured. But we're here. I'm at my friend's house here, Francis and Francesca, sorry, and we're just kicking back. That's what friends do, right? We get together and we just kick back and just have some fun. So we just wanted to have an impromptu because both of us are actually a part of uh, the map book, right? And I'm sure y'all know what the map book stands for because we've been saying it to you guys long enough. You know, the Mind Assistant program. And you see, I kind of spruce mine up a little bit there because I'm just getting creative. Just a little easier way to find each section. It just helps me to find the section like 2 seconds faster. You know what I'm saying? And it kind of looks like I'm that much more busy. But my friend here, Francesca, actually, she saw a video that I did and she, plugged in and said she wanted to know more about the Mind Assistant program. And would you know, she plugged in. She dove right in and now she's a part of the program. So we want to welcome Francesca to this interview show that's being interviewed on her laptop at her house, okay? But it's my show right now. All right, so welcome to the show, Francesca.
Thank you very
Did,
much.
did you have a nice ride over here?
Yes, I
Yeah,
did. Thank you.
that's wonderful. So tell me, you watched a video from Powerful Steve, but can you remember exactly what was it that he said that intrigued you to inquire about this magnificent product?
Yes, thank you for having me. I think the map book, I was watching you talk about the map book, and you were talking about the benefits, about the goal setting, how it keeps you accountable, how it
Ah,
keeps you disciplined. And I'm somebody, I like discipline, being
hmm.
a former educator. So that really appealed to me. And I love personal development.
Oh, let's talk about that for a
Yeah.
second. You jumped over it, but a former educator. So
Yes.
where did you teach?
I taught English as a second language
Uh-huh.
and French in the United States, in Canada, and China for over 20 years.
Oh, so you're
From middle,
bilingual.
yes, from middle school to university level. I even taught
Uh-huh.
a foreign ambassador French as well.
Okay, so I just want to. I've never heard. So can you just give a couple sentences, like just say, "I am so happy and grateful about this wonderful product called the Mind Assistance Program." Can you say that in French for me?
Oui, je suis très contente et très ravie avec le programme d'assistance pour la mémoire.
Jeez. So did you actually go to school to learn?
Yes, I did learn French in
Uh-huh.
school, and I come from a bilingual country. I
Ah,
was born, I am a Cameroonian by birth,
okay,
Jamaican by heritage, and Canadian citizen by choice.
okay.
So I learned French. I have a bachelor's degree in French
Mm-hmm.
with a minor in German and a
Okay.
Master of Arts degree in teaching French as a foreign language.
Okay, so you can consider yourself a multilingualist then.
Yes,
English, a little bit of German, and
yes.
of course a little bit of French too,
A
right?
little, not a little. I
Oh,
am fluent. I am fluently bilingual because where I work
right.
on my job, 95% of the time I speak in French.
Okay, so you set yourself up for a nice government job too,
Yeah.
right? Because the way Canada is going right now, we're going to go through some transition of some people in office, and being a bilingual person, you just might land yourself a government job. Are you interested in politics, any?
Not really.
Really?
Yes.
Okay, so you got involved with this product here. Can you remember the inception? What was the first day that you started on this project?
I joined on January the 18th,
Uh-huh.
2023. That
Okay.
was a Wednesday. And the map book came on Monday. And on Tuesday, I began the assignments.
Okay, Monday that just passed? Like the Monday that's just passed, or
No,
the one before that?
I began January the 18th. I signed up on
Right.
January the 18th
Mm-hmm.
for the map book. And the next day, I signed up for the affiliate program
Okay.
after speaking to the mentor. Then on that Monday, that is
Mm-hmm.
18, 19, 20, 21, 20, about 22, January the 22nd or so,
Right.
my book arrived, and then I plugged in the next day.
Okay,
The
so
assignment.
essentially, I know, because I'm on the program myself, so I know how the book is set up. It's got the 6 segments, the
Yes.
6 portions, but the first one I consider like, whoa, because this is what you're declaring and so forth. There's 12 pages there. I don't know if you knew that.
Yes.
But how many pages have you filled up so far
I
of your
filled up
affirmation?
about 11. I just have a little, just a little space left. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Just a,
All right, so 10
Yeah.
and, oh, well, no, you're right. That's 11 and this is 12.
Yeah.
Right, so how'd you write here and skipped all this stuff here?
because this is the end. If I am grateful that God always delivers everything in perfect time and always gives insight on what
Next
to do
to do.
next. That has to be last.
And I gotta tell you, that's excellent penmanship too.
That has to be last. So that's
Uh-huh.
why I put it last, knowing that if more ideas come, I
Right.
can fill out.
Okay, so can you share us just one page? Can you share us whatever page you want? Can you just share us some of your declaration and affirmation?
Okay. One of them is I am grateful and I thank God that I have 10 plus speaking engagements for my book.
Okay, so that kind of pushed us into the segment of you're also an author.
I'm also an author, that's correct.
Okay, is this more than one book or just one book right now?
I have 4 books. I should have had them here with me, but I don't. I have 4 books.
And
but
they're all published?
all published.
You have them in the house?
Yes, I do.
Oh, run and get one. Come on,
Okay.
run real quick.
Hold on.
I'll keep them entertained. We pause for a brief commercial break. I bought a pair of Levi's, they really been around. I taken them camping and I placed them on the ground. They've been to so much parties and climbed up a tree that they've been to school so often. They're nearly smart as me. And after years and years of wearing my Levi's in and out, I couldn't help to notice that the knees wore out. So I sewed on a patch, a flower here and there, and they look so good again I could take them anywhere. I'm using them as cutoffs and flying in the air. Now I really think it's time that I bought another pair. You can live in Levi's.
Okay, I'm back.
And we are back. How do you like that for timing, guys? Oh, look at this assortment of,
This is my first book,
my gosh.
The Naked Educator: How to Survive in the Middle Kingdom.
Okay.
And then a university professor read my book and gave me a very strict criticism,
I had
advised
no
me to
idea.
write a second book, the second edition. So this is The Naked Educator: Secrets to Surviving in China as an Expatriate.
Okay.
Second edition.
Right.
Then these are award-winning books. And this is international bestseller. There were I was a co-author,
Uh-huh.
and the title is My Journey: The 7 Amazing Steps That Shrunk My Uterine Fibroids.
Okay. All right. So,
So-
this is all about health and things
Yeah.
like that.
365 empowering stories. Best-selling author.
Okay.
the-
So all the stories is not about you. It's about different individuals.
They're different authors. 365 authors.
Okay. So you got one chapter kind of thing?
Yes,
Is that?
one chapter. This is my
I think,
chapter.
well, there's obviously
Yeah.
not 365 chapters,
No.
but
This is
it's,
my
it's a
chapter.
pretty good, it's a pretty
Yeah.
good sized book
And
there.
then my most popular and famous one is
Uh-huh.
How I Conquered Breast Cancer Without Chemotherapy. My journey from a mess to a message.
Wow, I got to tell you, I'm sure the pharmaceutical world don't like this book too much. You talk about surviving without chemotherapy because they're all about chemotherapy. But wow, I had no idea that you were an author of 4 books. Congratulations! Give me a hug for that.
Thank
that's,
you.
that's wonderful. I'm proud of you. Wonderful. So you got this book going here, and there's some things that it aligned you, and you've accomplished some things by having this program here. You want to share some of the things in
Yeah.
that's a short 2 weeks or so.
Yeah.
But what's the changes that's been in your life since you've started using the map book?
I am more confident.
Okay.
I'm less stressed out.
All right.
I have lost weight because I was trying to lose weight and I did lose weight.
Okay.
And exactly 1 week when I joined the program,
Mm-hmm.
a lady reached out to me
Right.
and she nominated me for an award which you're going to hear about
Uh-huh.
in April.
April.
Yeah,
Well,
exactly
it's
1
funny
week.
how you just mentioned that, and I just realized something.
Mhm.
I think you should actually call that lady back and let her know that you're actually a public speaker too, because she probably doesn't know that. And usually at events like that, they're looking for speakers. So who better to speak? Somebody that's actually getting an award. So when you come up to receive the award, then you could actually give a little speech as well. You get what I'm saying? A little motivational speech as well. Doesn't that sound like a good? Because you did say in your affirmation that you wanted 10 new speaking
Yes.
engagements. Well, this could be one of them.
Okay.
Does that sound good to you?
Yes, that sounds good.
Yeah, because the thing about it is, she doesn't know that you're a speaker, right? If she knew you're a speaker, she might have asked you to also give 2-3 minute talk or.
I think each girl, when they go up, they have to say something. I
Yes,
have to
but
ask
see, the
them.
difference is
Yeah.
you are doing an acceptance speech for an
Oh,
award. I'm
okay.
talking about you're giving a motivational speech because that's what you're talking about when you said the 10. That's what you're talking about, right?
Okay,
Is a
yeah.
motivational speech. There's difference. An
Okay.
acceptance speech, yeah, you come up, you give an acceptance speech,
Mhm.
but well, you saw what I did on Saturday.
Yes.
That's a motivational speech
At the GS partner.
at the GS Partners. That's
Yeah.
what I'm talking about. You might want to reach out to her and say, hey, and that gives an opportunity too, because when you're speaking, it's really about bringing some books too, and moving
Yeah.
some
She
items.
told me to bring my books
Yeah.
so that I can sell. So
That's
I'm,
great.
I'm gonna
Well, if
order.
I'm in the country, I'm in the country.
Mhm.
I'm there. I'm there to support you. You know that already. But I'm working on some things right now, and I'm not too sure if I'm actually going to be in the country. But if I am, definitely speaking. So, do you have another thing? Anything else you want to say as to what the map book did for you?
The MacBook, let me see now. I've learned a lot about the right way of goal setting
Ah.
because
So tell us, how were you doing your goal setting before the map book?
I used to put it in a list form.
Right.
I like lists and check marks because I'm a former teacher.
Right.
I
Okay.
used to put it in a check form, but he said that's not the way to do it. You should write it
Mm.
prose. You should write it so that like
Okay.
a sentence. I didn't know that. This is the first time I had ever heard of that.
All right.
So
And
that's
so you
something.
started doing that, and
Yes.
you're actually embodying it more,
Yes.
and you're accomplishing more.
Yes. I
All right. So let me just ask you a futuristic question. Based on the things, we didn't read all your pages of your declaration, but where do you see yourself 9 months from now, at the end of the year?
I would have written another book. I already have a title.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay, we're not going to ask you the title. You hold on to that title. We don't want to know it. So you're going to have a fifth book out, and
I do.
anything else you want to
I
add?
already have a title of a book. I might have some. When that time comes, I'll say it. I don't want to
Okay.
reveal it.
All
now.
right. So I hear that, last couple of years you've been having some extravaganza when it comes your birthday. You want to talk a little bit about that?
Oh yes, the reason why I celebrate my birthday in style because I missed passing away 6 times. I said 5, but I remember of a 6th one.
6 times. All right.
Yeah.
You want to share those with us?
Yes, I can share.
Okay.
The first one is when I was a teenager.
Right.
I was in a taxi and a cow came dashing towards the taxi and I wanted to get out of the taxi.
Mhm.
The driver said, lady, no, lay flat. Don't go out because if you go out, the cow can kill you. Lay flat.
Uh-huh.
So that's the
I
first
wonder, I
time.
wonder if you're wearing red. It would- 'Cause if you go out there wearing red,
You're finished,
you
you're screwed.
become target number 1.
You're screwed.
Was the taxi wasn't red, was it?
I don't remember.
So he told you to lay flat.
Lay
so like
flat.
hide so he can't see.
On the back seat, lay
Uh-huh.
flat so that, and he was speeding, So that
Oh,
was-
you mean to say he was driving and the
He
bull
was-
was chasing?
Yes.
Holy smoke! Where was this?
We don't want to.
Where is this that a bull is chasing you in the road?
We don't want to know.
I don't want to know, but your listeners, they want to know. But you're not going to tell them? Was it in Mexico?
It was in Africa, some part in Africa.
Why didn't you want to tell us?
Some part in Africa.
You don't want people to think that there's just bulls chasing people in the streets of Africa? Oh
Alright.
my God.
So-
Okay, so give us the other ones as
So
well.
the second one, I was riding in the car with somebody in the United States.
Yeah.
We had a little disagreement, a little misunderstanding,
Mhm.
and he lost control of the car. The car went airborne. I don't know how it literally went
Left.
airborne.
Uh-huh.
Lifted up the road, and it turned left and went into a valley, and he had to maneuver it back onto the road. And I yelled, Jesus!
Okay.
And he said, we could have died. I think because you said Jesus, that's why we're still alive.
Wow.
I don't know how miraculously he brought it back onto the road.
Mm.
So that's the second time.
Okay.
So the third time was when I was in China. I went to China to go teach English as a second language from October 2014 to October 2015.
Mhm.
I had a medical condition where one of my tumors burst.
Mm.
So I was bleeding for 3 hours. So I said, this is not really. So
You said one of your tumors.
I had uterine fibroids.
Okay. Did you know?
Yes, I know.
Uh-huh. So you knew you had the tumors.
Yes.
So
It bursts. It's a lot.
yes, but weren't you scheduled to have an operation to have them
Yes.
removed?
I didn't want to do it.
Oh.
I didn't want to. They wanted me to have a hysterectomy right from Canada before going to China, and I refused because somebody told me of the side effects. She
Right.
had it. So,
So the uterine burst when you're in China.
in China at
Uh,
night.
And then what happened?
I couldn't speak Chinese, so I said, "Well, this does not look like the the woman's cycle." So I said, "Okay."
Oh, so you mean to say that you were bleeding and it was coming out of you? Well, the people's got to know because you said you had your
Okay.
burst. How did you know it burst? So
That's what they told me.
you're bleeding. You're
After-
bleeding.
Afterwards, so I
Right.
said, "This is so." I reached out to my Facebook group, no,
Uh-huh.
my Bible study group that had Chinese and foreigners. I said, I need an ambulance. So one of the guys asked me, "What is wrong with you?" He said, "Tell me, I have sisters. Okay,
Right.
tell me what it is so that I will tell the ambulance and they'll know
Mhm.
what to bring." So he asked one of the ladies to meet me at the closest hospital.
Mhm.
So the ambulance came and said, "Bring your money and your passport."
Oh, you had to pay right out of the.
Oh yeah. But guess what? The lady who had gone ahead paid
Ah.
from the ATM.
Right.
And when the ambulance brought me, the doctor saw me and she burst and she said something. And the guy and the lady who came,
Mhm.
they burst out laughing. So I said, "What is funny? Why are you laughing? What did the doctor say?" These were the exact words of the doctor. "She is a foreigner. I am scared." So I said, "Are you just going to leave me just to die like that?" They said no. So they called the ambulance back. "Turn around, turn around." So the ambulance, so they called Nina, an African girl who was a medical student in her last semester.
Mhm.
It was around 1 a.m. So they called her. She said, "Bring her to my hospital."
Mhm.
So they took me in the ambulance to her hospital that was 30 minutes away. I was going in and out of consciousness. So I said, "Kevin, if I don't make it, I have a will on my bed." He said, "Shut up." So they were praying and praying and praying. And as we got to the hospital, Nina was there with a syringe in her
Mhm.
hand. So she said, "Francisca, I'm not yet a licensed doctor.
Mhm.
I'm graduating in a few weeks' time, but I can give you an injection to stop the bleeding. This is China. Would you allow me?" I got confused. I looked at the Chinese man and woman. They both shook their head. So she gave me an injection. Within a few minutes, it stopped. So that's
Mhm.
my third. So the fourth one now.
It's really sad though that
Oh yeah,
woman says you're a foreigner and didn't want to touch you.
yes. So because
Wow, but she's a doctor. That she took the Hippocratic oath. That's sad.
so that's why Nina, the medical student, she
Yeah.
had to she had to do something.
I would have. Did you keep in touch with Nina?
We're still in touch. Yes, I took.
You are?
Oh yes. I messaged her one day. I said, "When are
Uh-huh.
you coming over to attend the medical conference?" She said, "Whenever I."
Is she
told-
still in China?
She's in Africa now.
She's in Africa now.
Yes, she went back.
Okay.
So I told her, anytime you come this end to Canada, to
Right.
Toronto for a conference, check me out. Because if she comes,
Right.
I'm going to treat her to a nice meal.
What African nation is she in?
She's from, is it Benin? Something like
Oh,
Benin.
Benin. That's Nigeria.
Not Nigeria. There's a country called Benin.
Oh, really?
It used to be called Dahomey.
Okay, so there's a country Benin and there's
Yeah.
a Benin people in Nigeria.
In Nigeria.
And it has no relations.
No.
Wow. That's
Yeah.
you just taught me something
Yes.
new.
So
There.
the third one was when I'm a breast cancer survivor. I didn't die from it.
Okay.
I didn't choose chemotherapy.
Right. And you didn't lose your breast.
Yes, I had the option not to lose it. I refused.
Uh-huh.
He wanted me to. He asked me, you have two options. We either cut off your breast,
Right.
or we can take out the lump and do chemotherapy.
Right.
I used wisdom. I said, take out the lump and do chemotherapy. So after he removed the lump, I told him I don't want to do the chemo.
So when he removed the lump, did it remove some tissue too that did it get replaced in any way or
No, it left a scar.
Uh-huh.
He apologized.
So is one breast larger than the other or is it
Yeah, and it has a scar.
Oh, okay.
He apologized for leaving me a scar. I said, life is full of scars. From scars to stars.
It's good.
At least I am alive. I don't mind
Right.
about the scars. It's
Right.
okay.
Okay, so you got how many more?
So, two more.
Two more.
I didn't die from COVID. You know, many people die from COVID.
That's true. Yeah.
I took so many, during COVID, I took like 12 supplements.
Mhm.
Then the sixth one, I think it's 5 or 6. I didn't tell you this one. I remember when I was in the US, I was very young then. I went to a party. I met this guy. He asked me for my number. I said no, and he insisted, and I finally gave it to him. The next day, he called me and said, "Oh, let's go for a drive out of town." I didn't see anything wrong with it. So we went for a drive, and halfway, I just became sick. I began to tremble. I was sweating, fever, and I told him, "Can you turn around and take me home? Look, He said, "What's wrong with you?" I said, "I'm sick. How can you just get sick like that?" I said, "I don't know. Take me home." And as he took me home, I told him, "Don't call me again. I don't think this is going to work, because I don't see how I left my house and I was okay, and halfway I just got sick like that. So maybe the guy was going to kill me."
So he didn't give you anything? You didn't eat anything or drink anything?
No.
It wasn't something that you were drugged or anything?
No.
Okay,
But
but he took you home.
He took me home. So
Okay.
I was lucky. I said, "Take me home. Just make a U-turn
Take me
quick.
home.
Quick."
Either that or you're gonna do a western roll out of the car while it's.
I don't know what happened, but I think he was going to kill me, and God saved me. So those are the
Okay.
6 things.
All right.
So every time it's my birthday, I celebrate in style.
There you go.
And you were part of my birthday
Yes,
party.
I was a part of your second one there, and we went to Niagara Falls.
Yeah.
It was a wonderful meal and
Yeah.
company, and we took some nice pictures. And
Yeah.
the limo ride. Our driver Benson. I named him Benson.
Yeah.
It's not his real name, but I called him Benson. And you know that video you sent me?
Uh-huh.
Like, it's very popular that way.
Okay.
You know that 10-second video when I
Yeah.
picked up the phone and I said, "Benson, we're having dinner in Niagara Falls." I put that on my social media and it just blew up. Yeah, a lot of people was commenting on it. Yeah. So that's great. So we know the beginning of Map Book, and we know the ending of the Map Book, and she almost died 6 times. We thank God for that. So we are happy and grateful, and we thank God that
Thank you.
Francesca is still alive with us. That means she hasn't yet fulfilled her destiny. And that's the last question I actually want to ask her. Francesca, you are a multi-millionaire, and what is?
Oh, really?
Yes, we're speaking it right now. You are a multi-millionaire,
Okay.
and you're at your final days. What legacy do you want to leave on this planet? What footprints that you want some young child to see and to know that this was Francesca?
That's a good
That's
question.
a good question, yeah.
What legacy?
What do you want the world to remember you by?
The world to remember me that breast cancer, if you have breast cancer, it is not a death sentence if it is caught early.
Okay.
According to American Cancer Society, 1 out of 8 women will be diagnosed with breast cancer in their lifetime.
Right.
And I'm pleading with women, I'm supplicating, I'm begging them, do self-breast examination. Caress your breasts, massage them, play with them, fondle them. And if if you don't want to do it, you're shy, ask your husband. And if you don't have a husband, hire a massage therapist or go to your doctor.
I was just thinking of something, but
No, hire a massage therapist. That's it. Oh, you can hire me.
yeah, but if you hire a massage therapist, you're asking him, "Oh, by the way, while you're massaging me, just find out if I have cancer."
And the right way to massage it is 50 times, clockwise.
How often?
And 50.
Yeah, but 50 times, but how often? How many days?
Oh, you can do it daily, or 3 times a week, or every day.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, there's some tips for women out there if you want to beat cancer and you want to catch it early, as she says. Caress your breasts and investigate. Right, so there you have it. So, hey, I really got to thank you for this, Francesca. I hope that you're that much more bold and that much more comfortable and courageous to do Facebook Live, because the camera is your friend. Right?
Yeah.
Do you have any closing remarks that you'd like to say to your audience
Yes.
before we close out?
I have some closing remarks. If you're not part of the MAP program, please join. Because I don't want anybody to say, "How comes you know about this program and you didn't tell me?" Oh, I wish I had known. Because remember, you told me that you met Richard, the founder, 5 years ago.
Yes.
He introduced you to the program and you
Yes.
said no.
Well, it's not that I said no, because to be honest with you,
Okay.
I didn't investigate the program at all.
Okay.
I was, 5 years ago, that's what I told you. I don't even want to share it on camera. But I was going through a rough time at that time
At that
period,
time.
and
Okay.
I was saying no to everything.
Okay.
I wasn't taking on anything new,
Okay.
and so essentially, yeah, and so you know we're in the same chat rooms, the mayor's chat room in Brampton, and I see him at events and things like that, and he was very active during the campaign.
Yeah.
It's the first campaign in about, oh gosh, 2009. I started political campaigning and stuff like that. And so the last campaign in Brampton was one that I was kind of quiet because I was working on some things that you guys will know about. Reinventing myself per se, because COVID-19 kind of had everybody reinventing themselves,
Yeah.
right? I was in the film industry, and all the film companies went back to America and so forth. So I had to reinvent myself at my age that I was at. I was in my 50s, right? And so, yeah, so I'm in a totally new career now, guys, and I'm not going to hijack Francesca's interview and start talking about that. We're closing out right now. So there it is, the closing remarks coming from Francesca. It really is a good program, guys, the Mind Assistant program. And the powerful thing about it is you're not alone. You have a community of people that's going through it as well. We meet every Sunday evening for 1 hour from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. And it doesn't matter what part of the world you're from. This is an international program. We decree and declare 1 billion people is going to be on this program. So, hey, connect with Francesca. She will give you the information on how you get plugged in to this book and this program. And I'm really looking forward to seeing each and every one of you and what you can do over the next 11 months out of the year. Okay, so I want to thank you once again, Francesca.
Thank
It's
you.
Powerful Steve here,
Okay.
tuning out. And guys, remember to aim high, spread wings, fly.
Bye.
Take
Thank
care.
you for listening.
Okay, so while we're still rolling.
If you end this live, you'll be able to choose if you want. Do I end it now?
Okay, if you end this live video now, you'll be able to choose if you want to.
save
Yes,
it.
end
Yeah,
it.
end.